Good evening and welcome to Sports Federation TV. I'm Elton Davids, I'm your host. Tonight we've got an exciting show. We're chatting life-saving, we're chatting ice hockey, we're chatting biathlon. Right now I'm joined in studio by Anton and Gavin. Good evening, Anton.
Evening, Elton. How are you?
I'm well. Gavin, you well?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good, good. Clifton Surf Life-Saving Club established in 1956. That's what the t-shirt says. So I assume that's where you come from.
Yeah, we're 59 years old this year.
So have you got a big a plan for next year for the 60th, I hope?
We'll always have a big plan for the 60th. In life-saving, fun is one of the key elements, and when there's a reason to celebrate, we definitely find it to make it happen.
Okay, so Gavin, tell me a bit about Clifton Life-Saving. What's it all about? Let's start at the beginning. What is life-saving, so people understand what we're talking about before we talk about the club?
Well, life-saving in essence is obviously having lifesavers on duty, there to save people if they get into difficulty in the sea. But also, starting at nippers where we're involved is more about having fun. But the kids are learning at the same time. So they are having a heck of a lot of fun, but they're learning the sea conditions, the waves, riptides, things like that, without even knowing that they are learning about it, you know, because it's all just part of their fun.
Yeah.
And in the age groups I'm involved in, under 9s and under 10s, they do all the events. So they will do water events, they will do beach events, which, you know, it builds their team spirit and also, you know, keeps them involved in everything rather than being specialist at this age, let's say on the beach or in the water. So they all do everything with their teammates, and that also encourages them to persevere, where sometimes the sea conditions aren't ideal for a little under 9 or under 10. But they will grit it out and, you know, hang in there and get to the beach exhausted after, might be 10, 15 minutes. But at least they really feel a sense of achievement, having not let their team down and gritted through it and got back to the finish line.
And then come back half an hour later and do the next event.
Absolutely. The excitement there, you can't hold them down. You know, it's great to see.
And so break it down for me. You got land events or terrestrial events, and you got water events. Explain the terrestrial bit first.
So on the beach, we've got flags, where generally you start with a whole lot of flags in the beach, generally less than the number of people competing. They all start together, run and dive for a flag, and those that don't get a flag get eliminated. And that just repeats with 1 or 2 less flags each round, until you're left with 2 people competing for 1 flag. So it's a test of endurance, it's a test of skill, it's a test of strategy, because you've got to outgun one another. And even if you miss a flag, there could be one somewhere else that everyone's missed, and you can go and get it. And that moves on to beach sprints. So those that are faster generally do well on the beach. We have beach relays as well. And then we have a long run. So anyone that's more endurance and can do a longer distance run will do a long run. And as part of a beach and swim event, the Taplin event, there's a run in the Taplin as well as 2 water events, which takes us to the water, where you've got your swimming events around the boys, you've got your board events. The younger ones do boogie boarding around the boys, the older ones do knee boarding or Malibus, we call it. And they also do swims and they do relays.
Okay. So that's a bit of a mouthful. We had someone who some of you may remember, Raul de Morne, who's been on our show. He's the double world champion. Let's check him out and see what flags is all about. Let's check this out.
Basically flagged, it's a competition. It's based on a lot of reaction, agility and speed. It's an elimination process, so you're doing a couple of runs. It's a 20-meter run. You're lying down face down away from your baton, and right throughout every single run that you do, one person gets eliminated, and it goes down until the very, very final. Mentally, you got to be strong, physically as well. A lot of training, a lot of agility work, a lot of speed, conditioning, and being able to last sometimes up to 50 runs just to get to that final and bring your A game once you're there.
As a parent, I've been involved in Nippers now for about fifth season, and SA Champs is the culmination of the inter-club competitions that are held in the Western Cape as well as Eastern Cape as well as KwaZulu-Natal. The events today are only flags, so it's a land-only day. It's quite a prestigious event. To win flags really does set you apart from the rest, because it's what they would call a signature event. The other signature event is your surf swim, and then of course your Malibu, which is boards.
Very nerve-wracking. They get very stressed and tense beforehand, so you feel it for them, I guess. They want to win continuously.
As you can see, it's quite exciting, but lots of hard work. It was a great weekend out in Strand this 2 weeks ago with the SA Champs. I mean, that was some of the footage from the SA Champs. Let's take a step back. Let's go to Western Province Champs. What was that like compared to SAs?
Well, we were blessed both with Western Province and with SAs with the weather this year. Clifton had the privilege of hosting Western Province Champs on our beach this year, and the weather was great. DHL, our sponsors, came through and really helped us set up a really great environment. Western Province Champs were really impressed because we came first, which was amazing for us from the club's history perspective. There's been a lot of tussling, and it's been a long road to get us to a point where we can come first. And when particularly on our home beach, we managed to beat Fishhook at the last minute there. And then lead that into nationals again, blessed with great weather, and second time in the club's history where we came second at nationals in 59 years, which was a huge result for the club.
But also because you had the numbers. I mean, that was one of your biggest turnouts ever at SAs.
At SAs, what did we take? About 80 kids?
Yep.
And yeah, that speaks volumes, you know, just in terms of the club itself and how popular it has become. You know, if you talk to some of the guys who've been around for a few years, 5, 6, 7 years ago, you know, they probably had 20 nippers, you know, whereas now with us with about 240 nippers, from the micro nippers through to the under 14s.
Yeah, it's been a long journey. The club hasn't always been this big, particularly in the nippers division. It's been an 8-year journey really, with some of really dedicated parents that have come through the ranks and come along with the nippers as their children have grown up to where we are today, which is huge.
We'll explore that in a bit. Let's take a short ad break. See you now. This is Sports Federation TV. We're chatting life-saving. We're joined in studio by Anton and Gavin. We're chatting Clifton life-saving. So you were telling me about this 8-year journey of how nippers has changed within Clifton. How's that come about?
A couple of really dedicated parents got together with their children in nippers when they joined 8 odd years ago, headed up by Brad Bendel and team, Mark Truss and others. And they really decided that it's time to turn the club around and put every effort into really going around to the schools, enrolling, enlisting people to come and join, preach the fun, what you can learn, and then over the years, every year, just building the team. To the point that the last couple of years, those that started with them in those early days have started graduating in the under 14 division, and as it's progressed, the team's done better and better, to the point now, as Gavin mentioned, 240 nippers, 80 of which are micro nippers, which are still going to come up through the ranks. Really gives us something to work with, and we have a lot of fun working with it. And all the parents that have followed have come with the same passion and dedication to help the team. It's been an awesome experience.
We're gonna park that for a minute because I want to touch on the coaching element that you've raised. Let's check out some more footage. Let's see how Sandy Fenter did and part of the SA's Day 2. Let's check this out.
Tapping is basically an event that we have in Nippers where the various teams of various age, I mean, of the same age group are mixed. In this event, for example, we have the under 13s and 14s, where you'll have the guys running, which they're doing about 100 meters. So it'll be 200 meters, and then they swim out to sea 75 by 75 by 75. They then come in around the board, they touch the board, and the board will go out also exactly 75 by 75 by 75, and they'll finish off like that.
I'm Sandy Painter and we're from the Strand Life-Saving Club, and at the moment we have the girls under 12 doing the bodyboard event, and they have to run in obviously as fast as they can with their boards, holding the boards, dive into the waves, go through the waves and basically pull with their arms through the surf and come right out again, carrying their boards to the end, and quite an exciting event. This is the best for any child to do. We were just talking about it. It is absolutely fantastic. Brilliant for the camaraderie, for the sportsmanship. The fact that they actually get into the surf and swim in half the conditions that they do is, yeah, words cannot actually, you cannot describe it. We're all so proud of them. And even if it's not our child, we're so proud of them. Just seeing them taking part, it's fantastic. We love it. We absolutely love it.
I like to go on the beach. I like to be at the beach a lot, and yeah, and I enjoy coming to different places to do competitions.
I enjoy the running because I'm better at running than water, and then the hardest part would probably be the ocean events.
As you can see, lots of action happening down in Strand 2 weekends ago. And we're back with Clifton Surf Club. You guys touched on the fact that the parents become coaches. Is there some kind of a plan in place to improve coaching at your club? Or is it just put up your hand, I'm willing, jump in? What's the strategy?
I think it started out as put up your hand, I'm willing. And over the years, as we've got more momentum, it's becoming more and more formalized. Every year gets a little bit more formalized. So now we've got quite a good body of coaches with experience, and the most experienced become head coaches of an age group. Next year we'll have the luxury of having a head coach for every single age group, and then we have a team of assistant coaches that put their hand up and they mentor through. And our head coaches are moving into doing their own formal master's sort of life-saving training next year to get their own certification. So there is definitely a plan in place, but it's a long process, and it's been a lot of voluntary sort of putting their hands up over the past.
And it's more a fact of, you know what works, let's continue that strategy. Do you think, Kevin?
Yeah, well, you know, what we try and do is having parents volunteering their time. You don't want to make it too rigid either, okay? You don't want to frighten them away. But by the same token, you do want them to learn the basics. So by having a head coach who might be an ex-Nipper, junior, senior lifesaver himself or herself, you learn as you go along. And so you want to encourage the parents to actually learn, and, you know, so they're not just, you know, putting the flags in the ground the whole time. They actually can become official coaches themselves at some stage. So it is a whole learning process, and you know, one season with any age group, and you'll pretty much know what's going on and be fairly competent.
Okay. Let's see day 3 highlights of the SA Champs out in Strand. Check this out.
So we're at day 3 of the South African Nippers Championship, which Alpen and Nutrific is sponsoring this year. We're very excited to be involved in it. It's a volunteer organization and promotes healthy lifestyle amongst kids, healthy competition as well. The healthy lifestyle part obviously starts with breakfast, and that's what we're here for. So we've seen some really good competition today. There are clubs from all over South Africa, right up north in Durban, all the way down the coast, the whole of the peninsula. We have nearly 1,000 kids taking part here today. We're very excited. We've had a very successful competition so far.
Nippers, the blue ribbon event of Nippers. It's the only for under 13 and under 14s for the top competitors. What it consists of is a swim, which is about a 300-meter swim around the cans. Then they've got to run in, pick up their Malibu and go around the cans again with the Malibu, and then it's a sprint to the finish.
As you can see, it was loads of fun. And as we just said, for 3 days in Strand, there was no wind. It was unheard of. And it's something that's something else. Those 3 days were just amazing to see. 700 and odd kids participating in one event from all over South Africa. And now that you're second, what's next for Clifton?
Well, we've got to figure out how we can beat Durban Surf. It's a tough one. They're still a long way ahead of us. They get to train year-round. Naturally, with Cape Town, it's not always that easy, and the water does get cold and unpleasant in winter. But you know, there's enough sportsmanship amongst the team to want to see how we can chip away. I think we did a lot better this time in terms of the margin of points than we did the previous time we came second to them at Nationals. And it's work in progress. I think we just keep growing the numbers, keep improving the coaching, and most importantly, we just keep having fun. It'll come.
Yep. Gavin, what would you say is the turning point for you to be involved in Clifton Surf Club? What keeps you there?
The success, obviously, but also the fun. I mean, I have 2 girls involved in under 10 and under 14, and they have a lot of fun going down there and doing it. But essentially, you know, you can't really not enjoy being on probably one of the most beautiful beaches in the world every Sunday morning when the weather plays its part. You know, it's generally calm at Clifton. So, you know, and yeah, just seeing the kids having so much fun and enjoying it. Yeah. You know, that's what just brings you down there the whole time. And yeah, you know, having your own kids involved and enjoying it as well, it keeps you going, keeps you there. Whether parents stay on when their kids have gone, some have, but mostly the parents move on with their kids, you know, when they go up to juniors or seniors. So yeah, just, you know, it's good to just enjoy your time there while the kids are having fun.
Absolutely. And then how do people get in, make contact with the club if they're interested in joining your club?
They can follow us on Facebook. There's also an email address, membership@cliftonsurflifesaving.co.za, and also through the Lifesaving Western Province website, you can contact us. As Gavin said, you know, it's one of the best places to spend your Sunday. We've got our own bungalow essentially on Clifton 4th Beach with a nice little bar, and there's always a little braai after training. So it really is a family environment, and the children have an amazing time, and they learn skills and confidence in the water that will stand them in good stead for wherever they go.
Gentlemen, thank you for your time. We hope that for your 60th anniversary next year, you'll get that #1 at the essays. Good luck with the training and preparation for that. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you. That'll be great. Cheers.
Let's take a short ad break. We'll see you after the break with ice hockey. See you now. This is Sports Federation TV. We had an interesting chat with life-saving. We now move over from life-saving into ice hockey, and we're joined in the studio by the president of SA Ice Hockey. Cherry, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. Very well, thanks.
Good. Ian, are you good?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. Cherry, you as the president, we've just hosted a magnificent tournament out at the Grand West Arena. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, it involved 6 teams in Division 2B of the IIHF organisation. We hosted China, New Zealand, Mexico, Israel and Bulgaria, and there was a round-robin tournament, and South Africa managed to beat New Zealand 3-1. And they finished actually second in the group.
Okay.
But because we didn't manage another win, we finished bottom of the group, and then we'll be relegated to Division 3.
Okay. Was this a men-only competition, or were there female ladies?
Yes, it was a men-only competition.
Okay.
We do have a women's tournament. Our women went to Hong Kong this year, and we also have an international under 18 and an under 20 side.
Okay. So this tournament was, explain the different groups, because obviously people would understand it to be what they see on Sky, the NHL. How far down on the ranks is this 2B group?
Well, the top division of ice hockey is 16 countries.
Okay.
And they have Division 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B and 3, and each one of those divisions has 6 teams in it.
Okay. So we effectively in the third tier, or was in the third tier. We now move relegated down to 4th tier.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Ian, this tournament was obviously what you guys worked for over a period.
Yes.
As the national coach.
That's correct.
Was the preparation done successfully to what you had planned?
Yes, for sure. I mean, all the boys worked really hard. It's pretty much most of the guys in the team do have their normal jobs, but we come together and we practice, and there's guys from Johannesburg and guys from Cape Town, and then you have camps throughout the year. So the prep was really good. The guys were fit, the guys were strong. It was just a case of now we need to do it, and there's one of the hurdles that you have to come over. Didn't go our way, but that's life, you know, we'll be back.
Do you think the level of our ice hockey is under par to the rest of the world? I mean, we based on what you're saying, Jerry, we only won one out of 4.
Yes, yeah. Or one out of 5 matches, yeah. Look, our hockey is proportional to how many facilities we have, and as an ice hockey playing country, we've only got 4 facilities at the moment, but we do have a rink opening up in Durban later in the year, and that'll be a full-size rink, and also a smaller rink in Durban, which was operating, is just closed down for renovations, and that's going to be opened up later in the year. And there's also talk about an ice hockey rink in Port Elizabeth. Oh. So from that point of view, the more facilities you have, the greater pool of players you'll have, and then consequently the level of play will increase because of the competition in the country, and therefore our international performance will increase.
Check out the highlights of the New Zealand-Bulgaria game that took place last week. Let's check this out.
Looks like Bulgaria is going to get a penalty. It's going to be number 5 for Bulgaria. Bogdan Stefanov. I'm not sure what the penalty is, but as soon as we find out, we will let you know. And the penalty for Bogdan Stefanov is going to be a delay of game penalty. So it'll be the first power play for New Zealand. And the first penalty kill for Bulgaria. So we'll see what happens. Quick off the face-off. New Zealand gets possession, takes a slap from the point, misses the net. Defense has the puck and sets it up along the far boards. Pass across the slot. Quick shot, shoots and scores! Right off the hop on the power play. Power play goal by New Zealand. Bulgaria goalie goes down and the shot just over the glove. So we're going to have the first goal of the game scored by New Zealand. That scored at the 18:57 mark of the second period. .22 back to the D. Shot by number 2 high and surprises the New Zealand goalie as New Zealand picks up the puck and number 6 goes in. Hard shot and scores! Perfect placement on the shot, right in between the glove and the pads. And Bulgaria able to still gain possession. Number 10 for Bulgaria, shot from the net, shoots and scores! Nice screen in front of the net on New Zealand, and Bulgaria is able to thread the needle as he shoots it right through the 5-hole of the goalie. Yeah. But they've been playing with a lot of heart. Quick pass and nice goal.
Through the 5-hole.
Nobody in front. New Zealand had all the time in the world, and this beautiful tip in right through the, as you heard, right through the 5-hole. Then they will.
Oh, another one.
Wow. New Zealand will clinch second place. If Mexico wins, they will clinch third, and able to pick it up off the flop. Oh, nice play by the Bulgaria defenseman. Pass in front, and New Zealand guy all alone, and beautiful tip in right, tips it right up high. A great tournament. I think they only had only 2 losses.
As you can see, we enjoyed a bit of ice hockey. It's an interesting game. Jerry, tell us a bit about some of the rules of the game, because people don't understand the rules. They just think it's a violent game.
Well, basically there's two teams of 22 players maximum. There'll be 2 goalkeepers, so they can substitute a goalkeeper. And then you have 4 lines of 5 players, and then they play short 40-second shifts, and then every 40 seconds you get a fresh set of legs on the ice.
So effectively only on the ice for 40 seconds and you're off?
That's correct, yeah.
And you got 60 minutes, and how many times are you on and off? Do you even keep track of
No, but you got three periods of 20 minutes, and there's normally a 15-minute gap between each period, so they can resurface the ice, so they're skating on fresh ice every 20 minutes.
Sure. And then they give them a chance to recover.
Yes, that's right.
Hopefully.
Ian, like I said earlier, the misperception is that this is a violent sport and that it's only guys who have bad attitudes play this game. Is that the reality?
Not at all. Have you seen any non-stressed hockey players after a game? They all shake hands, they all have a cold drink afterwards, some of them have a beer afterwards, whatever they do. The rules are designed around this team, and there's so many rules that you can't be, if you do anything silly, you're out the game. You know, it gets stopped there and then. The referees are on the ball with all things like that. Anything out of hand, it's penalized. So it's up to the team. If they want to play and lose like that, then on you go. But if you can control the bench and you can control the players, more than likely to have a successful evening.
Because I think the media focuses on the negative side, like there's fight-ups.
Yeah.
Is that allowed? How does all of that work?
It is a contact sport, and that's one of the tactics of the game, is to actually stop the other player who's in possession of the puck, and you're allowed to actually what's called checking him. In other words, you stop him, which can result in him being knocked over and what have you. But the intent is not to injure; it's actually to stop the player so the puck comes free, and the player is stopped in his tracks, so he can't continue towards the net.
We'll come back and chat more about this contact sport. See you now. This is Sports Federation TV. We're chatting ice hockey. We're joined in studio by, we're honored to have the president of SA Ice Hockey, Jerry. So what's happening now after the championships?
Well, it's a rebuilding phase, but we go through an annual program of events, which involves sending 3 teams or 4 teams to a World Championships, or we've got the opportunity to host 1 or 2. But we've got an active executive committee who are sourcing funds from the Department of Sport and from Lotto and from sponsors and what have you, and we've picked up some really supportive sponsors through this World Championships, and with that money that we can promote our coaching programs, our learn to play programs, and our officiating programs in order to raise the level of sport, raise the awareness of the sport, and to encourage more people to play.
Yeah, do you find that being a Cinderella sport, for want of a better term, where there's not lots of exposure, that you battle to get sponsorship, or is it?
Yes, we do battle to get sponsorship, and a lot of people can't believe that we actually play the game in the country. And there's very often you talk to people and they don't know that the sport even exists. And also it is quite an expensive sport to play. There's a lot of equipment involved, and in order for the competition, we've got to actually travel within the country, and that makes it very, very difficult.
Absolutely, because it's the cost not just for the equipment, but also the traveling to get to, because it's so few rings.
Yes, that's right. So you can't play Stellenbosch against Cape Town because they don't have a rink. You've got the nearest opponents are either in Cape Town because you're at the same rink, or it's Johannesburg.
Yep, and which is a valid point. So Ian, now that we understand that there are so many clubs at Grand West, how does that compact or compound the problem at Western Province level?
We pretty much we try and grow the club as such every year, really. Whenever there's somebody coming to show up, we give them free kit to practice in practice kit.
Yeah.
So we're trying our best to entice people to come down, and the Monday night games are free. You can come watch hockey game. There's a ladies game beforehand, and then a senior game. You know, so
hold on. What time does this happen?
The ladies game normally 6:30, and then the senior game straight after that. It's difficult to say a time because if the game gets out of hand, it never does with the ladies.
Yeah.
But you know, so you're normally looking at about 8:30, 9 o'clock. The senior game will start.
Okay.
There's a Pee-wee game every Sunday morning, and there's a Pee-wee practice every Sunday morning as well. You know, so if people want to bring their little ones down to come and try out, show up. We'll give you a kit. We'll help you on the ice, and we'll see how you go. And normally, once they're on the ice for that first practice, that's them. That's bitten. You know, and away they go. We just have to obviously keep them going at it. So
let's check out Ian Wanamaker, someone who started as a Pee-wee and has made it big in ice hockey. Let's check this out.
Yeah, you're right there. We did have a slow start. We started a bit flat, I think, but we still played our team system, and we have the belief in ourselves and in each other to do well and compete. Like Graham earlier said, we always play hard. We had lots of opportunities. It's more or less capitalizing on those opportunities and making them count. And that started to happen towards the end of the game and end of the match. And once we got one, then we built on one and went further, and it kind of opened up for us. The game just totally kind of shifted into our favor, and the momentum went with our side. But you cannot underestimate any team in this tournament or any Division II level, because it can change, you know, like just like that. Turn over the puck, or you know, you miss a hit, you're down a man. Power play, penalty kill, special teams are crucial, as you probably noticed with watching the tournament and the games. Yeah, well, I'm one of the senior players on the team, and I definitely have taken full advantage of the treatment with the physio. We've got an amazing team that looks after us after every game, make sure that we get on top of our injuries if we have any, and any little niggles, so that we're 100% or close to it for game time, and at our best, or close enough to it so we can perform. It's all about performance at this level, and you want to have the best performance every shift, every game, and that's been what Graham said earlier. It's part of the mentality of the team. You win each battle, every shift, you know, every period. Sometimes we didn't do that in the third and fourth games, which the results show, but silver's not too bad. I know that there's a lot of guys in the room, myself included, that would be looking more for that gold medal, but that's what happened. Penalties, you know, things killed us, and China took advantage. Yeah, I think we've certainly enjoyed the off days here in South Africa. We've had a chance to visit some amazing scenery. Table Mountain was a definite highlight. We went to Robben Island, some fantastic information, culture, history, some things that I was really taken back by, and that's something that's more than the game of hockey, that we need to take notice of and bring back to our countries as well, with that knowledge that we've learned, and that's part of these tournaments. We want to learn and develop and gain knowledge with the way we've played, how we're going to improve in the future. But South Africa's been a great host, the lovely people. Like Graham said earlier, we've been well looked after, and yeah, we'd look forward to seeing a tournament here again, potentially. The ice conditions were pretty good. Yeah, it's a neat environment. It's in the middle of a casino. That's something new. I've never seen that before in my life. But yeah, top results all the way through from your organization. So hats off to you.
Jerry, so Ian was player of the tournament. Did he outshine everybody else, or was he just a little bit better than everybody else?
Yeah, I think he in the tournament he shone the most. I think it's a global decision with all the coaches involved, so that's how the player of the tournament is.
Okay, so it's not based on stats. Yeah.
It is, but it's not. You know what I mean? Somebody can score 10 goals, but he'll be in the penalty box the whole game. So people are not going to like that. So I think with Ian, it was an equal spread of being a good sportsman, being a poster for the game, and obviously putting the numbers on the boards as well. That got him that tag at the end of the day.
Poster because he's not a bad-looking guy.
Well, I don't know.
Jerry, so who helped you make this event possible?
Well, the local Department of Sport, the City of Cape Town, and then we had sponsors. We had Stephen Johnson Cars, we had McDonald's, we had Bloberg Meat, we had Working SA, who provided a lot of apparel for us, and CNS. Those were our main sponsors, and also Grand West, where the event was held.
And it's a great venue to host that kind of magnitude of event.
Yes, it's an ideal place with plenty of parking and food available and things like that. So it has all the amenities for a successful tournament.
So are there other venues across the country that have the same kind of setup, or would all international events be held at Grand West?
Well, we have the best facilities in Cape Town. Up in Johannesburg, the facilities can't accommodate spectators so much. The ice time is not so flexible, and the venues aren't as attractive as Cape Town. So we've held, this will be like 3 tournaments in 6 years. So we're getting good at it, and we've got a lot more glass coverage around the arena compared to other arenas up country.
Okay. So Ian, where to from here now for the Western Province and SAT?
Western Province, we'll just carry on building, we'll just carry on promoting. For the senior team, I'm sure the guys will have a week or 2, maybe a month off just to recuperate. And then it's pretty much back to starting again, building up, planning, practice. That's how you get better.
And fight for ice time.
That's it.
Jerry, in closing, how would people find out more about ice hockey?
You can actually access our website, which is
ice hockey.
Yeah,
Western Province Ice Hockey.
Yeah, Western Province Ice Hockey, and you can actually go through that. You can also look at us on the IHF.com website, and also email our secretary. We're available on most sports websites.
Gentlemen, thank you for your time. We look forward to seeing the promotion back up into 2B in a year's time at the next tournament.
Yeah, we'll keep you up to date with all the tournaments that we're going to next year.
Perfect. Send us the details. We will post them and follow you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming into the studio.
Thanks for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take a short ad break. When we come back, we'll check out the highlights of the Biathlon that took place in Stellenbosch. See you now. Gentlemen.
Is debt destroying your life?
This is Sports Federation TV. We had an interesting chat with the sisters Kristen and Kezia Matthews, and also the interesting demonstration on how wonderful fencing is. We move on now to a bit of biathlon. We went to the SA Champs out in Stellenbosch, and we caught up with those there, and let's take a look at some of the action and what happened there. Let's check it out.
Dan kom by die vanafskuiving van die hele blok nou, Boland en baan 1, Boland se bak.
What's your name?
Katie Gill.
And you?
Angel Gill.
Are you sisters?
Yes.
And tell me, what did you do here today?
We ran and swam.
Yeah.
800 meter for running and 50 meter swimming. We practiced there and actually at Stingrays.
And how long have you been doing?
For many years. Like since we were 4.
We've got the SA Champs here. There's swimming and running. We were fortunate enough to have it here at Stellenbosch University. We've got, I think it's 846 athletes and around about 2,000 people that have pitched up, and we've had the proper Stellenbosch weather, so it's been great. Just after 7 this morning, and they're finishing it after 5, and then we've got a function at Paul Roos tonight for all the participants.
One day when I'm all grown up, I'm going to swim like that. While we were there, we caught up with the Archie Marcraft, the SA Biathlon chairperson and president, and he told us a bit about how the competition runs, where things happen, what makes the competition exciting. Let's check it out and let's see what he had to say.
I'm the president of the South African Biathlon Association. This is our 40th SA Championships. It's wonderful to be in Stellenbosch. We've got 630 athletes taking part, both in the running and the swimming, so it is a wonderful day for us. The weather is playing fine. I believe it was raining in Cape Town with the 2 oceans, but we're lucky, we swim, so rain doesn't bother us. From 15 provinces, from Limpopo, Mpumalanga. Some guys travel 2,000 kilometers to get here. There are clubs in certain provinces. We make use of a lot of schools. I mean, schools are our feeding ground. Yes, whatever you want to do, contact us and you can do biathlon. It's a family sport. Everybody can take part, from the father to the smallest guy under 9.
As you can see, biathlon's been around for 40 years, as Mr. Marcraft said, and that it's still a growing sport, and it's predominantly based with schools and how schools get involved. We then caught up with Mr. Gerard Lawrence, the SA Biathlon executive member, who told us a bit about how the competition works, where we can find clubs, and how biathlon really happens. Let's take a listen.
Okay, tweekamp is 'n sport met 'n hardloop en 'n swembeen. Jy hardloop die afstand volgens jou ouderdom. Ons het van onder 8 tot by meesters wat bo 60 jaar oud is. Dis mans en vroue, en dan die swemgedeelte is of 50 of 100 meter. Wat tweekamp so 'n gewilde sport maak, is dat jy hoef nie spesifiek daarvoor te oefen nie. Of jy's 'n atleet of jy's 'n swemmer of beide. So skoolkinders oefen vir atletiek, hulle oefen vir swem, en dan kan hulle tweekamp doen omdat 'n swem en 'n hardloopbeen saam is. Okay, WP het nie spesifiek klubs nie. Dis 'n nie 'n winsgewende organisasie. WP het 'n webblad, www.wpbiathlon.co.za. Jy kan al die inligting daarop kry. Ons seisoen strek van 1 September tot by Paasnaweek, wanneer die SA kampioenskappe plaasvind. Ons het 'n skoolkompetisie in die WP, so as jy Saterdag aan die liga byeenkomste deelneem, dan neem jy ook vir jou skool deel. Aan die einde van die seisoen dan wen die wenskool sekere pryse en 'n skild ensovoorts. Okay, in die WP het ons hierdie jaar in ons WP span by die SA kampioenskappe Hendrik de Villiers. Hy's 'n ex-Olimpiese en 'n Statebond driekamp atleet, en dan ook Wiekie van der Merwe wat huidigelik vir die Suid-Afrikaanse span driekamp aan deelneem.
As you can see, we also caught up with Mr. Chris Jansen, the SA Biathlon Honorary President, who told us a bit about his views and how and why competition happens, and how exciting it is to be part of all of this. Let's take a listen and see what he had to say.
You know, I've been involved in biathlon for many years. I started because my sons got involved in 1980, I was then in Pretoria. I took part in Northern Transvaal, and I just enjoy doing biathlon. It's nice, and what we appreciate, and we're so glad to say that we've got excellent sportsmanship between our athletes. It was so touching this morning when I saw two master biathletes, both going for the South African record, supporting each other, helping each other, warming up together. And eventually, they don't know who's going to win the competition. We're all excited about it, really looking forward to that. And what's so special about biathlon is we start with under 8s, and we do, as we say, up to boys and girls under 70. But now today we have 2 athletes taking part over the age of 70. I'm really, really very proud to be the honorary president of SA Biathlon.
As you can see, all the people we've spoken to at the event are very passionate about biathlon. They're very passionate about the sport, very passionate about how it creates opportunities for them to be involved in the sport. We then decided to chat to some athletes and see what their thoughts were on taking part. Let's check this out.
Biathlon. That's running and swimming, and you get different age groups. I did the 2000 under 17, and I'm about to do the 100-meter freestyle. One week boys high school. I'm in matric at the moment. My run, I did pretty well. I ran my personal best time today, 6:10. I usually run like 6:24. It's pretty good, and I'm hoping to swim like a 105. Yeah.
I'm from Ella. I'm from Cape Town. I study at Stellenbosch.
At Durbanville. 3 years now. I think it's just great fun. Yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah, for 4 years. I also enjoy it. Very challenging.
10 years. I enjoy the gears. The atmosphere is very awesome, and yeah, it's fun. I think it was really tough today.
It's top quality athletes.
Hectic, it's SA Champs. There's some very good people here.
As I mentioned earlier, most of these athletes that participated were school-going athletes. The next phase would be to move along into the actual world of triathlon and biathlon, where they can participate in longer distances and eventually participate in the Ironman in South Africa, in Port Elizabeth, as well as the local triathlon series hosted by Western Province Triathlon. We now move over to the community diary. Let's see what's coming up this weekend in your area. Let's check it out. Let's check out the community diary for this week. Happening tomorrow, Saturday the 25th, is the Langebaan Country Estate Marathon. There's a 42 and a 21. I know that Heart FM will be there, being there as the one of the sponsors, and the MCs, Sugar, and a host of other celebrities will be there. Also happening this weekend is the Discovery World Triathlon, which happens tomorrow morning and Sunday. So Saturday morning is the Olympic distance, starting at 8 o'clock with the professionals, and then going down the age categories for the Olympic distance. On Sunday morning is the sprint distance, which also starts at 8 o'clock, starts with the professionals and all the way down into the age groupers. The other thing that's happening this weekend is the Delta Trap off-road cycle race happening on Sunday at the Soms Delta Wine Estate out in Franschhoek. And that's going to be another great event where there's going to be lots of fun and a great family event. All that's left for me to say is we had a great time with lifesaving. We enjoyed having ice hockey on, and we almost swam with the biathlon folk. Have yourself an amazing weekend. It's a long weekend. Be safe. Have a good time. Take care of yourselves. Come and support us at the Discovery Triathlon this weekend. See you same time, same place, Friday, 9 o'clock. Cheers.